You robbing me? You robbing who? This ain't no prop, my nigga. This a proper nigga. Don't be fooled. I'd probably move if I were you. It was nice to know you too. So pardon him, pardon you. Understand? Okay.
So there was this time, right? And to give you preface, right, I was really fucked up on drugs. So at this time in my life, I was really reckless and shit. So this decision was not smart, right? Cause who would take a dab during fucking class, right? Like that's what this story is about. Me taking a fucking dab during fucking class. Not smart. Don't do this shit. Cause 9 times out of 10 you get fucking popped, and I was lucky, kind of. So to preface this story a little bit, at this time my school was really weird, and I was doing online, and in the process of this there's this place you could go during the day that you could get help at, right? So while the school is online, you can go in person to get help, right? So on this day, I woke up and I decided I wanted to go to class, right? So I go and I take the bus and I go to class. And at the time I had this little dab pen, and super clutch. I missed the thing because it was just so low key. But now I have a nectar and shit, and it's loud as fuck, so I can't really smoke whenever. But at this time, bro, I just be in my room just taking dabs all day and all night. And I had this little dab pen, right? And I bring it to school with a little bit of wax. I don't remember what type of wax I had at the time because this was long ago, but I don't know. So I can't really tell you what I was smoking on or nothing. But it was wax, right? So I have this thing in my pocket, right? And I'm making my way to school, and I get there. And normally not a lot of people show up during the day. So normally it's just me and maybe two other people, but on this day there's probably 5 people up in this building plus staff. And I'm doing my work, and normally when I want to smoke in school, I always go to the bathroom, right? But on this day I was just feeling ballsy, and I didn't really give a fuck. So I would normally put a dab in the dab pen, right? Because there was this little chamber with coils and shit that you can just put your dabs into, and you'd hold it there. So I had this little dab in there, right? And normally I packed them fat, pretty fat, a point 1, point 2, every time. So I had this dab in there, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I was well, the teachers aren't really paying attention, and I could just totally smoke right now. So that's what I did. And I just decided, okay, well, it doesn't smell really, so I think I'll be okay. So, and there's mind you, there's people looking at me, right? But thank God nobody snitched on my ass, because that would have been a no-no. But normally they'd their policy was we don't care that you have drugs on you as long as you're not doing them in class. So I was basically breaking the rule, which was just don't do it. But I didn't give a fuck, so I just did it. But bad decision, right? Never do this during school, because just not smart. So I'm hitting it, right? And I think I zeroed most of it, right? In my head I'm well, I've held it in for 30 seconds, so I should be okay. And I blow it out. And I thought I got I thought I got most of it, but I guess I didn't. And a little bit of smoke came out. And then I don't know, I'd say a minute later, one of the staff came up and was checking on us, and she's "What's that smell?" And we're all "I don't know, what are you talking about? We don't smell nothing." And she's totally oblivious, and she's "Oh, okay." And she just goes back to her desk. And mind you, in my head I was "Fuck, dude, I fucked up. This is the day I'm getting fucking kicked out, and I'm gonna be so boned, and they're gonna call my mom, and my mom's gonna yell at me, and then I'm gonna be grounded, and then she's gonna search me, and she's gonna find all my drugs." So in my head, that's what I was thinking. But thank God, it didn't go that way, and nobody said anything. But we they were just looking at me in disbelief, what the fuck are you doing? You're gonna get in trouble. And they all kind of just laughing at me and dude, you're an idiot. which I was, bro. Like, I was really fucked up at the time, and like I didn't care. Which bad decisions, right? You should always care. And school's like kind of important and shit. So just you know what I mean. Save that shit for like after. You feel me? But yeah, after that, like I decided, okay, like no more. I'm gonna save that shit for like later. And I go on with my work in school and shit, and I leave. And I don't know, like my typical day, like after school during this time was like, all right, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna take more dabs, and I'm gonna just like do some chores and just like play video games all day. So that's pretty much like what I did, and like that's what like my days consisted of. Really, it was just me like sometimes occasionally going to class and like taking dabs in the bathroom and fucking going home and just doing more drugs and going to bed. But yeah, this is the video. It's kind of short, but I think this is pretty funny. So I don't really know what I'm gonna post next, but hopefully it's like a kind of a banger. So keep a lookout.